And greetings, Michelinados. This is vk3sl, and you got the extended version of the Scherzo today because I'm a multitasking. Yeah, sort of. The 12-inch mix, indeed. Hello there, Mr. OP.
Good afternoon, Stephen. vk3sl, vk3op.
Yay. And so, yes, no, I'm on dinner duty and clean-up duty, and it's all happening. It's all aggregating.
I can relax tonight. She's getting takeaway, so...
Oh, well done. That's the way to do it. Yes. Yeah, we do that quite often too, but tonight there's work to be done, and Kate's at home late, so I've had to set things up, but I've got things simmering on the stove, so we'll attend to that shortly, and then hopefully I'll have a free hour or so in a little while, so we'll hopefully be able to indulge after that. So anyhow, any news at the coalface?
Oh, not great deals. I mean, easing of restrictions, meaning that, I can go and play, although I've got to go and get a COVID test, which is interesting. So I'm just looking at conditions now, we'll see, because it's got to be worth my while. But
yeah, 3-hour wait.
Maybe not at the
Hopefully
moment.
not.
It might
Hopefully
be
not.
better than that. We'll see. But yes, that's part of the equation.
Yeah, it is. That's what we all have to do.
Just, fiddling around and
Yeah.
working on a few bits and pieces here. I didn't turn any of the gear on yesterday, so I was downstairs doing things, and so I didn't hear missions or...
Okay.
But,
yeah, you didn't miss out much. We had a Polish special yesterday.
Yes, and I heard the something about the Polish vinyl solution, which brought a chuckle. And
Yes, I know. It's a little bit close to the bone, actually. Vinyl Solutions, it's brake oil. I'm pretty sure it's brake oil or transmission oil. And
ethylene glycol, nasty stuff.
Yeah, I can still smell it in here now.
Do not spill it on any paintwork, particularly on your car.
Right.
It's one of the very best paint strippers you will find.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, it lifts it in no time.
Now, who do I not like? Yeah. So, well, I don't know why I tried it, but
certainly don't mix it with chlorine.
Yes, I've heard that can be very spectacular. But it did lubricate these records, and they were playable, and we heard some Polish specials from the op shop.
Look, I'm guessing it might be a very diluted version. Maybe there's a reason why they did it. I don't know. It had lots of good reviews at the time, and I bought a bottle. It cost me about $20, and it's been here for about 30 years. I'm trying to remember the one I used to use. I don't have any of it anymore, but because I haven't played. I've got a couple of turntables here, but they haven't been in use for a long time, and I must slowly resurrect them. And even I had a look the other day, and the big amplifier that I use downstairs, which is a surround. An older surround amp, but a very good one, a Harman Kardon.
Oh, very nice.
It doesn't even have a phono input. There's that era where they just didn't produce them, whereas now they're starting to do that again.
They do vinyls back here.
So I'll have to get an external phono preamp, but that's fine.
There's a really good kit. There's a fantastic kit that I think they're still made by whoever who makes kits for JK Electronics and all them. And it's a phono amplifier kit, and you just have a little AC power pack.
Okay.
And it's got a little rectifier in it, and but it's very quiet, and you can customize it for EQ curves.
Oh, nice.
And I use it for everything here now.
I'd love a bit of info on those, because I might go that way, and I'd even probably considered running it off batteries instead of just to keep it absolutely ultra quiet.
Indeed, that's what I used to do here. Yep. And look, they're very, very good. And audiophiles, like they've been given the big tick by a number of.
Well, that sounds good to me. I've been looking, and there are various ones available, but
sure.
But if known quantity and make it yourself, and obviously there's not a whole lot in them.
And they're not that expensive. It's the great thing about it is that you can vary the EQ curve, which is a really important thing to be able to do.
Particularly in your case too, where you're dealing with many different era of of styli and recording.
Yeah, that's
input,
right. Exactly. But the great thing is you can do it. You do it with a little little short out little clip, which you put in. So you have them all sort of preset on the circuit board.
That's like little jumpers.
Yeah, like a jumper. That's exactly it. Now, the good thing is that you don't have extraneous leads to pick up stray noise and things like that. It's all very contained.
Yep.
And all you need to do is get a good die-cast box for it. Yep. And they're as quiet as quiet. And,
if you find me a bit of detail,
I will.
I'll grab one or two and knock them up, and then I've got no excuse.
I used to make them and give them to friends. I've made dozens of them, and they're really good, and they're only about $30, and they are just brilliant.
So I've got a like a Technics kind of turntable with a very light tone arm. One of the very sort of the modern later ones when they were still kind of all in production from everyone.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. But I've got a an older Rager Planer 3.
Oh, nice.
That just needs a new cartridge.
Yeah, lovely turntables, the Planer 3.
Yeah,
it's
they are.
beautiful.
And I've had it for a long, long time, the RP, and it's very good. And it's got the 300 tone arm on it, the straight arm.
Oh, that's good. Yes.
So yeah, it's a good beast. I just have to get another cartridge and get it going. And
yeah.
So
that's right. Stick them on a piece of marble with some sand.
A little bit of weight, or make up a little bit of a concrete base or something.
Yes, that's what I used to do. I used to have a little sand pit. I was a nut. I went through this sort of audio nut phase in the 90s when I was in my 20s.
Yep.
And I did silly things like that. But it does help with spurious. If someone walks through the house, you don't get the thud through the.
Yeah. Fortunately, our place is good because it sits on it's a concrete slab.
Ah, yes.
Floor, and then it's a hardwood floor that's essentially bonded to that, so it doesn't move a lot.
That's good. That's really good.
Even so,
yeah,
a little bit of weight in the stand won't hurt.
It doesn't hurt, and same with speaker stands. If you can get
I've got a set of loudspeakers that I'm just using a cheaper surround set, which surprisingly sound surprisingly good.
Yeah, okay.
For what they cost, but I've got a set of high-end speakers that I'm building that I commenced building years ago, and the cabinets are finished and the bracing and everything.
Sure.
I've just got to go and get a little bit of the internal damping material, of which an ex-work colleague friend has. He built the same set.
Okay.
And then mine ended up getting put away when Mum passed, like a decade ago, and they're sitting in the garage covered up. I've got all the drivers and the crossover. The crossovers are built, but there's since been one or two design iterations. So I've just got to change a couple of capacitors in the crossover units.
Okay.
And then finish damping them internally, do just the finishing on the cabinets and the paint work, that's the bit I'm not looking forward to.
No, well, the paint it can be quite a
and
process.
Mount the drivers up, and then they're quite a high-end design, and so
tremendous! That'll be great. I look forward to hearing about that project. You have to keep us informed.
I'll send you a link. There's a guy. He's based in Sydney.
Yep.
And they're called Elsinores. Like you can look if you do a search, but I'll send you a link.
Yeah, please do. No, we're keen to have a look.
Piles of data there, and it's an interesting concept, and they do sound pretty nice.
Excellent. I look forward to hearing all about it. That'd be good. So is it two bass drivers with
four bass drivers? But it's sort of split up into two lots, if you like. So you've got the top two are in a MTM, almost like a Diapolito arrangement. So you've got the tweeter in the middle with a 6-inch, I think they're 6-inch, mid-bass driver either side.
Yes.
And the tweeter, the woodwork is designed in such a way that the tweeter's voice coil is recessed back, and it's actually time aligned with the other voice coils.
That's right. That's a good design philosophy.
And it also has a flared horn that made out of timber that goes in front to adjust the pattern a bit.
Oh, goodness.
And then the bottom two bass drivers are rolled out at a particular frequency, so they're only there for bass extension at the low end.
I see.
And the cabinets, they're a little over a metre high, and they're big, heavy. Like the cabinets, the MDF is double layer in places, and the cabinets are 42 kilos each without any drivers in them. So
okay, are they sort of are they rectangular format or okay?
Yeah, all rectangular, just sort of tall. Floor standing.
Yeah.
And sort of when you look at them from the side, deepish too.
So they're fairly deep bins, and so the port tuning is at the back. Is it?
No, they're not. They're sealed there. Oh no, sorry, they have got a port. Yes, they're port tuned. Yes, that's right. Sure. I remember now. There's a piece of PVC tubing that's cut to a specific length and sprayed black and glued in there.
Okay. Oh, right.
So they are port tuned for the bottom end. And
that's important. So then you get a nice clean. Lower octaves.
Typically the in-room response for them, based on this guy's tests, he said typical in-room response is about, because you get extension due to the room and stuff, he said about 25 hertz to 22 kilohertz.
Oh, excellent.
So
that's very good.
Pretty good, because that bottom octave is pretty hard to reproduce.
It certainly is hard to reproduce. You'll hear that one out in the street. No, that's most excellent. How sensitive can you drive them with just a standard amp?
Yeah, look, they're not bad. I can't remember what the figure is now.
85, 88?
I know there's plenty of people playing around with them with 25 and 30 watt valve. Amps,
right.
And they're
quite,
sing
with that.
They're quite listenable. They've got enough. I'm at the other end of the scale. My amp's capable of delivering quite a bit more than that.
Yeah.
Because it's a big surround amp.
Sure.
But big transformers.
Okay.
It's rated at 7x100 continuous.
Oh my goodness.
And
okay.
it'll deliver, I think.
That's your Harman Kardon amp, is it?
Yeah, and it'll deliver 240 watts a side in pure stereo.
Oh,
so.
look, that's what you want. You want lots of headroom.
Yeah.
And can you bi-amp the thing if you wanted to?
Yes, in fact, I should have. No, I could still do it, I guess, but I could actually alter the design, because at the moment I've got the crossovers sit in a separate box.
Yep.
And you feed then individual output leads.
Mm-hmm.
And so that enables me to bi-amp it quite easily. In fact, I could run, theoretically, if you set the crossovers actively for preamps, you could run separate amps for all channels in it for the bottom bass pair, the mid bass pair, and the tweeter.
Yeah.
Theoretically,
Sure.
you could.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I'll just try it with the existing design first and see how they run. And
yeah, of course. Oh, look, I'm sure they'll be fantastic. Oh, look, they sound most excellent. Are they VFA drivers or Cs or what?
They're a Danish driver. They're not VFAs. They might be scan speaks or.
Oh yes, scan speaks.
Or
very good.
Similar, and a particular. I have to look up, and it might be a peerless tweeter.
Yes, I think peerless tweeters were very popular.
I think.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, look, I sound like a really comprehensive design. Do send me the papers. I'm always interested in speaker design. It's a sort of a pet fascination with me. I've got a house full of large speakers, but they're from an earlier era.
I always wanted a nice set of tannoys.
Yeah, tannoys would be good. Oh, yeah, or ESLs are amazing. I used to. I had some for a short while, but they're beautiful things as well.
I've got an old pair of those huge JBL, what were they, the 4133s or something, the studio monitors with
wonderful.
The louvered diffusers on the tweeters.
They sing.
I've got a set of those out in the garage that were essentially being piffed from the old work. The bass drivers, the 15-inch units, need suspending and coiling. So there's a place in town that can do them.
Yeah, there is. There's a place in Northcote that does it really well.
Yep.
They've done work for me. I do those up. They'll probably sing like nothing else.
Yeah, they're look, compared to modern drivers, they don't have as much extension as you would think for a 15-inch driver, but they're certainly what you're going to throw them out. I don't think so.
No, certainly
And I've got some spare bits too, because there's a few cabinets there, and so I've got spare crossovers and a couple of compression tweeter drivers, because they've got that long horn that mounts on the compression driver.
Look, they are marvellous. Those JBLs are just marvellous. They're wonderful. I've heard them. And if you have them in a corner, and they load the room. That type of loudspeaker, they don't have the extension, they don't sound as clinical, but they have a certain character. It's a coloration, really.
Yeah.
But our ears adapt so quickly, and this is where the hobby's sort of I've changed my perspective entirely, because I just think our ears are just so fallible, and we'll just
it's like our eyes can be fooled.
Yeah, exactly.
Psychoacoustics. Our ears are very accurate, I guess, in terms of pitch. Someone particularly with a trained ear, or the tiny differences you can hear.
Yeah.
But as you say, EQ over time, it's something that people get very used to, a very boomy sound or a thin sound.
That's right. They acclimatise very quickly. So, get your JBLs going as well. They sound excellent. Yeah. Well, that's a great story. I look forward to hearing about that. You'll have to keep us in the loop, and I'll keep you. And incidentally, tomorrow I've decided to go out and have drinks with my work colleagues, because it's the last day of term, and so I'll probably be at the pub for a while. And I don't know if I'll be back in time for 5 o'clock missions. So
sounds like a perfectly good thing to do.
It is an important thing to do for me, but if I do get back around 6, I might do an hour, 6 to 7 or something, and certainly late in the evening as well. So
I wouldn't rush. I'd enjoy your time at the pub.
Yeah, I will for sure. But we'll be there from quite early on, and I've got to get home. So let's have a listen to Billy Cotton and his band from 1930. These are magnificent uploads by Mr. Prozoot, and I think we're going to kickstart with Egyptian Ella. This is vk3sl testing.
think of a nervous snake. They're speaking of Egyptian Heller. She weighs 220, but they don't care. They like 'em plenty that way out there. She has the love of every feller. She does her dance, and when she starts by the River Nile, the boys all take their old sweethearts and throw 'em to the crocodiles. And every sheik in the audience jumps up and offers her love intense. How they love Egyptian Heller. Walking my baby back home, arm in arm over meadow and farm, walking my baby back home. We go along harmonizing our song, or I'm reciting a poem. Hours go by and they give me the eye, walking my baby back home. We stop for a while, she gives me a smile and snuggles her head to my chest. We start into bed, and that's when I get her talcum all over my vest. After I kinda straighten my tie, she has to borrow my comb. One kiss, then I continue again, walking my baby back home. with me. Meet the others and greet the others and be as nice as can be. But when you fall in love with me. Living your own life is no crime, so live it while you may. Let all the others have your time, if I can have your heart someday. Keep impressing them, even yesing them, not too seriously. And when you fall in love with me.
Unromantic and plain, that bench in the park can be our lover's lane. The glimmering light of a lamp for a moon, a cold dreary night, but in our hearts there is June. A lone little bird in the branches above is plaintively heard serenading our love. And what's more do we need, you and I in the dark, on a bench in the park.
Memphis, I lost my gal in Memphis. I lost my girl from Memphis. she's gone to Caroline. I know just who she went with, a dear old pal of mine. I ought to hop a choo-choo, I know I ought to go. I'd love to find my baby, but my funds are awful low. My girl, why did she leave me? Sweet girl, I'm missing her so. Oh, there ain't no gal in Memphis as good as her around. I lost my girl from Memphis, that's why I feel low down.